Hey guys, back for another beer review. Today I'm going to be reviewing my Coopers Mosaic Double IPA. I've been looking forward to tasting this one. It's been in the bottle for 3 weeks. And yeah, the thing I've done with this beer is it's using the Coopers Real Ale kit, which recommends brewing it to 23 litres, but what I've done with this is I've reduced the batch down to 8.5, so it's almost at triple strength, what the recommendation is. And the idea of that is I wanted to really concentrate all the malt, etc., and see if I can end up with a real, a pretty good double IPA. So on top of that, I've added some crystal malt, a little bit of Maltodextrin, and finally I dry hopped for 6 days with 50 grams of Mosaic. So that would be the equivalent of doing 150 grams in a full batch. So I thought 50 grams would be a good amount for a third size batch. So yeah, so that's it there. Beer's at say room temperature, but room temperature here is, well, in the garage it's only 10 degrees Celsius, which is good drinking temperature for this double IPA. So yeah, let's crack it open. Got a glass here. Let's see how we go. Oh, nice hiss coming off there. A little bit of smoke. So it's nicely carved up. Let's see how this comes out. Okay. I wasn't sure how well the head would come up, but it's come up very nicely. I'll just bring it a bit closer to the camera. So it's a good 2-finger head of foam. Yeah, the head's sort of a beige colour. It's not white, and I'm guessing that's just from the concentration of what was in the brew. Okay, it's a very dark brown colour. What would I call that? Coppery, a very dark coppery brown. It's hard to know. I think it is actually fairly clear. It's just that because it's so concentrated, it's come out very dark. But yeah, the head's looking good. It's staying there. It's looking a bit rocky on the top. Picking that up. But no, it's looking very nice. Let's have a bit of a smell. Okay, straight away I'm picking up all those Mosaic hops that I dry hop with. I'd have to say Mosaic's probably one of my favourite hops. It's got a real passion fruit sort of aroma to it, a little bit of citrus as well. But yes, predominantly the aroma you get off Mosaic is passion fruit, and it's a fantastic hop if you've never tried it before. I definitely recommend it. So yeah, that's looking pretty good. Actually, from here I can see it is clear. Just down the bottom of the glass I'm getting some light through, but up the top where it's obviously the glass is wider, there's no light coming through. So let's have a taste test. Okay, wow. You can tell it's a strong beer straight off the bat. So a lot of malt flavour coming through there. I was worried about the bitterness because the kit was, or the batch size was reduced to a third. I was worried the bitterness was going to be overwhelming. It is bitter, but it's nice. When you first drink the beer, there's quite a bit of bitterness on your tongue, but then it just dissipates nicely. I think I worked out that as far as bitterness, you're looking at about think it was about between 65 and 70 IBUs, which I think is not too bad for an IPA or a double IPA. I think that's, you know, in keeping with the style. But yeah, very nice. It's got a lot of malt flavour, a lot of body to the beer. Not a lot of carbonation, but to be honest, I'm having trouble seeing through the glass. But no, the head's, even though it's dissipated, it's actually looking sort of creamy on the top, and there's quite a bit of lacing there. I'll just give the glass a bit of a swirl. Yeah, you can see that there is plenty of carbonation in there. By doing that, all the bubbles are coming out and the head's reforming. But yeah, there's a nice lacing there, and it's actually almost a mocha coloured head, a tanny. So it looks nice looking head actually. Another taste test. It's very nice. Definitely picking up that Mosaic there. I'm pleasantly surprised with that. I was a bit worried, like I say, it's going to be too bitter, maybe too concentrated, but that's come out really nice after 3 weeks. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that sort of develops in the next probably couple of weeks. I don't think I mentioned the gravity readings on it. Yeah, it started out at 1073, managed to get it down to 1015 after a couple of weeks. Then it sort of just sat there. I guess that was the limit. And that gave an alcohol reading of between 8 and 8.25. So yeah, I thought I was going to call it a Coopers Mosaic IPA, but I thought with it being sort of over that 8% mark, I'll be a bit cheeky and call it a double IPA, but you guys can beg to differ if you think that's not in keeping with the style. So yeah, that's the beer. Very happy with it. It's got plenty of flavour. Actually, the flavour stays on your tongue for a long time. In between each mouthful, you've still got that flavour there, so it's not a case of you take a mouthful, it disappears, and then you take another mouthful to get the flavour back. It's there in between each mouthful, so really happy with that. It's quite interesting. Just before I did this taste test, I saw another video from Beer Lover 25, and he's done something very similar. I'll put a link to his channel down below. Yeah, check his Coopers IPA and see what you think. But yeah, thanks guys. So that's the beer there. Before I go, thought I'd show you what I've got in my. Just bought a few more bits. I'm going to do a lager next up. So I'm going to do a full extract without using a kit for this. So still going to do an 8.5 litre batch. So I've got a kilo of dry malt extract. Bought some German Carapils malt. Actually didn't want that much in a small batch, but that's only the size they had in that. So that's going to add some head retention, flavour and body. I want to try and keep the lager very clean and light sort of straw colour. So I've got that. I've got some crystal malt, but I won't put it in the lager. Actually, I've got 2 lots. Actually, this is quite interesting. The local brew shop, they mill all their malts, and you can get them in these little 100-gram bags, which are quite handy for doing small batches. So it's only 90 cents for a little bag like that, so that's works out well. Yeah, so do them in 100, I think 500 and kilo sizes. So yeah, I use quite a lot of crystal. I don't know if you guys that do kits and extract brewing have used crystal, but As it says on the bag, you use it for colour, and it gives caramel and toffee flavours to your beer. So definitely recommend it. You just steep this in boiling water, and then you add the liquid that's left over to the fermenter, and it's a fantastic way of improving your beers and taking them up to another level. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, so I'll be doing a lager, probably put that down this weekend, but that's not going to be ready for probably at least 6 weeks. So once the lager's in the bottle's conditioning, I'll probably put another ale on. So yeah, so that's what I've been up to. That's my double IPA, still looking good. Probably won't be drinking too many at 8.25%. But yeah, still getting the Mosaic aroma still coming off the glass, even though I poured it, quite a few minutes ago. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later. Cheers.